this is Brandy, otherwise known as Mystery of Diamonds, and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, hey y'all. Okay, so I am doing my Whip and Chat for the hashtag Micah Mania 21. Because each of us were doing a different week that we were doing our Whip and Chat. And so it started off with Mickey Sunshine, and then it's mine, and then it'll be Kara, and then we'll do our final giveaway. So in order to be able to enter for my portion for the prize that I have, which is a $25 gift card to Diamond Art Club, you'll need to make sure that you watch all the way through the Whip and Chat, because I will give instructions of what you need to do to be able to enter. Because you're going to have to comment on this video. You just need to comment something specific, and I will tell you that at the end. But I'm really hoping that the sound is better, because, well, my last video, I don't know what happened with the audio. I'm really hoping that it was just a fluke, and that it's not something that's going to keep happening. If it is, I apologize. I will find some way, somehow, to fix it, but I'm really hoping that it's a fluke. But I figured I'd kind of, okay, really? Sorry, they just pinging. I know it sounds really weird. This is a round painting, okay? For those that don't know, I am doing Satara. This is Michaelangela's Satara, which is the beautiful purple leopard. If you have never seen it before, there it is. So as you can see, I am in this section right here. Oh my God, is she not beautiful? Look at her. Okay, so I love me some purples. Let me tell you, I am a purple-holic. I don't know what else to call it. I'm a purple-holic. And so one of the things that we're doing, so I figured I'd kind of give you some updates. We've been doing this for the whole month of May. And so it is myself, Kara, the principal painter, and Mickey from Mickey Sunshine. And we wanted to celebrate the artwork of Michaelangela. She is one of my favorite artists. I do love her. I don't have all of her paintings. I do have quite a few of them. And there are more of hers that I want to get. Like, I definitely need to get Polani, which is the teal cat. I just, yeah. You know, you got to have the whole set, right? You know, I can't just have this one and not have the full set, you know. Or at least that's how I feel. But I know I have to wait for a little bit, because I do have a lot of stuff that is coming up and is happening right now. So it's gonna have to wait just a little bit, just a little bit. It's in my wish list. You know, I've got it on my little Diamond Art Club wish list, and I will get to it. And so we're trying to celebrate Michaelangela, and I have contacted Michaelangela. She's very sweet, but she's also very busy. I know she's busy. And I was hoping that maybe one week she would pop into one of the lives. And she hasn't been able to yet, which, like I said, I do understand, because, you know, she's an artist, and she's got a lot of work, and she has her own Etsy shop. If you don't know, Michaelangela does have an Etsy shop that sells her coloring books and coloring pages and bookmarks and all good kind of fun stuff with Michaelangela, you know, with her artwork and everything. But yeah, I've just kind of been really busy recently, because right now is the end of school year, and so that means testing season for us. And you know, the thing is that kids think that they're the only ones that hate testing, but they're really not, because and I tell the kids this all the time, you know, you at least get to do something, right? You get to take the test, you get to at least do something. And I'm stuck just watching. You know, I just got to watch y'all. I'm supposed to watch y'all. So it's like kind of watching paint dry, you know. So we tested last week, and I tested today, and we've got 2 more days worth of testing, and then, oh my gosh, we will be done for the year. Now, the problem lies with the fact that when you finish testing, kids think that that means the school's over, right? Because they've taken their tests. And so then it becomes it becomes this, no, school's not over. Yes, we still have assignments. You know, no, it's not playtime for the whole rest of the year. Because, no, let me tell you, babysitting days are not easy. Now, there are some babysitting days because at the very end, like, obviously you're not going to give them an assignment the last couple of days of school. But you know, they still come to school because, you know, this is their last chance to hang out with their buddies and stuff like that before summer hits, because some of them don't hang out during the summer, and you know, all hang out together, and so that's something major for them. You know, seniors are obviously, senioritis is very rampant at this point, you know, because they are so ready to be done. They see the finish line and they're almost there. So it's been kind of busy for that. I have also been trying to create some designs for my new upcoming Etsy shop. I do still have to do a couple of things. I do have the shop name, and I do have a listing, but right now I've put the shop on vacation mode, simply because I don't have enough in there yet. You know, I only have a couple of things posted, and so I'm putting it on vacation mode until I get ready to officially open it. But if you're curious, the name of the Etsy shop is Mystria Arts Design, like ARTS Design. And I'm really excited because, you know, like I said, I've got a couple of nail designs already done. I've got more in the works, and I am also trying my hand at hand painting cover minders. So, like, for instance, just to give you a for instance, so I went and got these, and they're silver, and and I've primed them so that I can get ready to paint them, and then I'll seal them, and I'll put the magnets and stuff on the back of them. So I will have cover minders in my shop. The other thing that I got, because I got those, and then I got, well, I thought I was going to show you what else I got. Oh, there they are. I'm telling you, sometimes things just go, and I'm like going, where did I put them? But I also got these. And so I've got to prime this part right here so that I can paint in this, and there's a couple of things I may do, and then I can put the magnet on it. So I have 2 different styles that I'm going to be doing. So I'm really, really super excited about that, but I'm also, you know, I'm also nervous, you know, and I've talked to Beth and to Crystal of Fantastic Painters and Beth of Shine Like a Diamond, you know, because they have Etsy shops, and so they understand what I'm feeling, which is, you know, it's a risk because I've never done something like this before, and I don't know if people will actually really like it. I don't know if people will actually buy from me, but you know, it's one of those things where I won't know until I try, right? You know, and so you can't ever get anywhere if you don't try. So that's what I'm doing. I'm putting myself out there. I'm trying. It's my artwork, but you know, you know, obviously I'm not an artist, you know, so, you know, it's not like Diamond Art Club quality, because they're not stickers, you know, I'm actually painting, um, stuff on there, and I'm hoping, you know, as I go along, I'll get braver to try more things, you know, but I do have a couple of designs. I've got, a couple of things that I've been, playing around with. I hope that they turn out, you know, I'm going to be practicing some this weekend to see what I think. But this is, it's a new adventure for me, I guess I should say. Um, Another way to express myself. So I hope it goes over well. But you know, you never know. Um, and then I've really been enjoying working on my diamond paintings, and having my awesome friendships, with you guys, and getting to talk with y'all, and with my YouTube friends, and then because this community, oh my gosh, y'all, I absolutely love this community. You know, I have found an absolutely, God, that didn't even sound right. See, look at the teacher and can't even talk right now. It has been an absolute blessing. That's what I was trying to say. To meet the people who have been so super supportive. And I thank each and every one of you, you know, for watching my channel, and for being so supportive and so sweet and so kind. And that really does mean a lot. Like, it means the world to me. Y'all just have no clue. So I kind of figured what I would do. I mean, this might not be a super long Whip and Chat, but what I wanted to do is, since this is the month of May, right? I know that Mother's Day has already passed, but I kind of want to talk a little bit about my mom. My mom, she has been, she raised me as a single mom since I was, I think, like a year old. And then, she met my stepfather when I was 3, but you know, they didn't get married. In fact, they didn't get married until not too long ago, like as far as married. So you know, my mom's had it tough, you know, just her, you know, raising me, and doing the best that she could. But I mean, I'm telling you, there are some, my mom is an interesting character. You know how sometimes, and maybe this is just me, but sometimes mothers and daughters, can butt heads from time to time, right? And I can remember there were times that oh my goodness, I was a sassy, frassy little child, and my mom would be like, "Oh no." See, my mom did not believe in just talking it out, when I was younger. No. We had the belt. And I can actually remember one time that, you know, she was trying to spank me, and I was trying to run. Y'all, I found out the hard way that, it hurts a lot more if you try to run from the belt as the belt is coming at you. I would have just been better just sucking it up and dealing with it. But you know, and it's not that she whipped hard necessarily. It's just that, you know, you take momentum, right? You got momentum, and it just carries right along and hops you up off your feet, kind of thing. But you know, everything that I got a spanking for was things that I deserved a spanking for. I did bad. But you know, also being a single mom, she was trying to do the best that she could. She worked a lot, but because she was, by herself, that meant when I was in elementary school, I had to go to daycare, right? And she had to pick me up from daycare. And then when I got to, junior high school, I was like, Mom, I am too old to go to daycare. And so that's when I got to come home and be, I guess, what we call latchkey kids today. But man, I liked it. You know, I came home, I'd fix me something to eat, watch TV, talk on the phone with my friends, um, all that good kind of stuff. You know, that was stuff that we enjoyed. You know, and um, I also spent a lot of time outside because I lived like in this pretty neat little, I guess you call it like a suburb in Alabama, in Birmingham, which is where I'm from. And oh, forgive me there for a second. So we had like the houses were close together, right? You know, and I lived on a dead end, but like so we had a street here, street here, street here. You know, they kind of went that way, and I had friends on either side of me on the streets, and so I would just, you know, I just walk over to their house or ride my bicycle to their house. We'd hang out. One of my friends had a swimming pool. Oh Lord, we loved going to her house and swim. Because back then, even though I was allergic to chlorine then, it wasn't as bad as my allergies now. Like now I can't get in chlorine at all. Back then I could, so long as I rinsed off, you know, afterwards. But we'd go and we'd hang out. Another one of my friends had a trampoline. We'd go jump on the trampoline, and we used to love to, even though we got in trouble for it, we loved to do that, what's called double bounce, right? You know, where you both bounce at the same time so that you get almost bounced off the trampoline. Yeah, we had fun with that. We had another one of my friends whose dad had a tractor, and he would take us riding on the tractor for a little ways anyway, because his particular plot of land was like 3 people's. He had 3 lots, so he was the only one on the street that had enough that you could actually do a small little tractor. He didn't have much. It's not like it was out in the country, so it's not like he had really any like garden or anything like that. He had like flowers and whatnot. I think he just wanted a tractor just because he wanted a tractor. He came from the country, and at least that's what my friend Andy told me, is that, you know, he originally came from the country. He's a country boy, and he needs a tractor, even if the tractor is just to ride up and down the street. Don't ask me. So, and I loved living that close to all my friends, you know, because I don't see it with like my kids and with kids around here. And maybe it's because I live in the country. I'm not really sure. But, you know, my kids, you know, we'd have to drive quite a bit to go to their friend's house. You know, there wasn't just walk next door or walk the next street over. And even when they went to go hang out with their friends, you know, they didn't spend a whole lot of time outside. I mean, my goodness, I think I spent the majority of my childhood outside. You know, I even had a dogwood tree outside, and oh my goodness, my mom, I can remember this. One of the times I got in trouble the most was because Mom had told me to do something inside. I was supposed to clean something. I'm sure it was probably my room. And I decided that I didn't want to do it, right? So I went and hid. And the way that I hid was I climbed into the dogwood tree, and I had this one little branch, and that's where I would sit and read. And you know, so she came outside and she's calling my name. She's calling my name. She didn't even, that was before she knew that I would climb in the dogwood tree. So she's looking all over for me. And I noticed that she's getting panicky, but I don't know why that didn't disturb me. I was little and I was just like, she can't find me. If she can't find me, I don't have to clean anything. And she was like really, really freaking out, like bad freaking out. Because she couldn't find me, and I don't know why she didn't look at the tree, but she didn't. And she's like calling the neighbors come over, they start calling out to me, and that's when I finally was like, oh, okay, well, you know, maybe I might need to let her know that I'm here. you know, because if she's calling neighbors to come over to search for me, she's obviously worried. So I'm like, Mom, I'm right here. Oh, let me tell you, I didn't even get out of the tree before she grabbed me and she tore my behind up on that front porch, or not front porch, but front lawn. Whoo-hoo. So see, that was one of those times where, you know, because I made her worry. And, you know, of course, she spanked me and then she hugged me. And then she hugged me and then she spanked me. And I was just like, okay, Mom, I don't understand. You're spanking me, but you're hugging me. And she's like, I'm spanking you because you scared me, and I'm hugging you because you scared me. And I'm like, okay, Mom. You know, it's something I didn't understand then. I do understand now that I have kids, you know, because you're once you know that they're okay, you know, you just want to hug them and love on them, but at the same time, you want them to realize that they scared the crap out of you. Because, you know, the worst things go through your head when when you can't find your child, you know. I mean, just like, you don't know what's happening, right? You don't know if they've been kidnapped, if they, you know, have fallen and hurting and they're like dying, you know. You don't know. It's like just worst case scenarios go through your head when you can't find your children. And so that's, you know, and I like I said, I did not realize then. I knew that she was upset. I knew that obviously I had done something wrong. But I didn't understand the full extent of it. And she told me, you know, she pulled one of those, one day when you have kids, you'll understand. And sure enough, you know, I've had a scenario like that before too, when we went to Chuck E. Cheese, and Chris, I was waiting for Chris to come out of the little play thing, and when Chris didn't, I freaked out and went looking and searching everywhere, and Chris was hiding from me. So, you know, I remember the same feeling. It's that feeling of pure panic, you know, that something's happened. And then you get this pure relief when you see them, but at the same time, especially if they did it on purpose, you know, you get that, how could you do this to me? Don't ever do that again. You know, it's like you just want to scare them to realize that they scared you, and it's not the correct thing necessarily. But I remember grabbing Chris and loving on him and just being like, oh, you're okay. Now, I didn't go the same way as my mom necessarily, but I did have a talking to with Chris. You know, you can't do that. You can't freak me out like that. Another thing that I remember about my mom, I actually have a memory of one of my very first times group crafting. My mom had found, there was this little mom and pop grocery / gas store, and they held this little workshop. It was right around Christmas time, and they were, you paid money for the workshop, and it paid for the supplies for the craft that you were making. And the craft was canvas and yarn, you know. So you got the oh my goodness, the plastic canvas, and you have yarn, and you have the, you know, the yarn needle. And we were making a sign that you hang up that says Noel. And so we went, I want to say it was like twice a week. We went and we sat and we crafted. We talked with the other ladies, you know, because they were telling us how to be able to do each letter each time we went, and to work on it and have craft time. So that's one of my very first group crafting memories that I have, was my mom taking me. And I didn't really consider my mom she wasn't much of a crafty person, because that was my grandmother. So it was really something she just wanted to have some sort of a memory with me, craft relating. And I don't think she realized that that is what started me on my journey to loving crafting. Because after that, I started, getting into more stuff. I did more plastic canvas. I got into cross stitch. Now, granted, at the time, I only cross stitched like little small stuff. I still have not done a large cross stitch. I've started a few large cross stitches, and then I don't know where they are now. They got put up, but I don't know where they got put up at. Oh, sorry, at. So I have no clue where they are. And now that I've gotten into diamond painting, I'm still interested in cross stitch, but just I don't know. I'm so addicted to diamond painting at this point that I don't know that I would enjoy. I mean, I know I'd enjoy it, but like I can't finish it as quickly as I can finish a diamond painting. Hopefully you understand what I mean. And if you're a cross stitcher, please don't take offense. I really do like cross stitching. I just haven't had an opportunity to really delve back into it. And like I said, I've only ever done the kits, the ones that come with all the floss and the usually I think it's like 14 count Ada. I'm not real sure. But I see some of these cross stitchers that have these beautiful fabrics that they're using that doesn't look the same as what come in my kits. So it might be fun to try to find some that are like patterns and choose my own colors. I've never done that before, so that might be something to look into. But my husband doesn't think I need to add any more crafts, like as far as full-on crafts, because he says that I'm running the house over with diamond paintings and miniatures. I told him he hasn't seen anything yet because I don't have all my miniatures put together yet. So right now, they're in nice, neat little boxes until I start working on them. But and I'm hoping at some point I'll have another room that I can turn into a display / storage room. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. So anyway, that was one of my first memories of crafting, was my mom taking me to that class to learn how to do canvas, or the plastic canvas. And she also used to take me, we used to have this thing called the Southern Women's Show. And it was kind of like a craft show, but it had, you had all these vendors, right? And the vendors sold all kinds of stuff, not just craft stuff. You had the as seen on TV stuff. You had embroidery machines. They even had a wedding dress designer, because there was also a bridal show. Like they had a runway, bridal runway. We always thought that was kind of interesting to watch those. And you had the people that were making like wedding crafts, and you had people that had I remember begging my mom to buy me a cloth doll that this lady had at her booth, where she was selling these beautiful cloth dolls that she made. And I remember thinking, wow, I can't believe you do something like this. And so I was always fascinated with that. And we went every single year. They also had booths that had like samples for you to try, food samples. Yeah, girl, going to those, wow. I have always been a sample person, as far as like Um, every now and then, I don't know if they still, I don't think they do it now with COVID and all, but there used to be a time where you could go to like Sam's Club during certain times, and when you went during certain times, they had all these little sample stations set up around the store. And because obviously they were trying to sell certain items, and so they would give you a sample of it. You might have a frozen pizza, or Totino's pizza rolls, or the newest flavored cream cheese, all different kinds of stuff like that. Chips, crackers. Oh my gosh, I used to love going up and down the aisles. Now I'll be honest. As a kid, I would try to get additional samples. You know how you eat it, and then you come back around. You hope they'll forget you. If you're a kid, you can get away with it for a little bit, anyway. If you're older, not so much. They just kind of look at you and go, you've already gotten a sample. Are you going to purchase it? If so, here you go. So anyway, being able to go to this huge place, and you did have people that had samples of like their canned goods, that they canned themselves, their preserves, and different things like that. So that was always fun. And of course, you always got, when you walked in, they gave you this bag, right? And the bag had like little sample stuff in it, little goodie bag stuff. And then, of course, as you went around to the stations, there was more stuff that they were giving out to promote their business. Oh, yeah. So I became a fan of going to these, and that's one thing that I miss, spending time with my mom that way, because we spent an entire day, and it was just her and I. Now granted, being an only child, it was always just her and I, but I mean, I don't know how to describe it. It was her and I doing something together that we enjoyed and we were learning about. Because like I said, her and I used to butt heads, but this was a place that we didn't butt heads on. We just had fun. And I even remember one time we went, what is his name? Richard Simmons. Richard Simmons was there, and he was doing an exercise demonstration thing on the stage. And I remember going, oh my gosh, Mom, it's Richard Simmons. Because he was famous. I mean, I'm assuming, yeah, he's still famous, but I mean, it was back in the 80s, right? So that was the big exercise craze, was Richard Simmons. And so, yeah, I do miss going to the Southern Women's Show with my mom. I don't even know if they still do it, like I said, anymore. But we had a blast. The one thing I didn't enjoy doing with my mom loves to shop. She has always loved to shop. She still loves to shop. Now, I am not a shopper unless it's for craft supplies. Y'all, I can shop till the cows come home when it comes to craft supplies. But you get me shopping for clothes? No, that is not my thing. And so I've never been one, like, she would want to shop all day long. And my grandmother, her mom loved to shop also. And we would go to outlet stores. We used to go to this place called Boaz, Alabama. And we would go to the Boaz shops. You had Vanity Fair and Esprit. And they even had a Guess jeans there. That was back in the day when Guess jeans and Esprit were huge. Oh, huge. And I remember, her and my grandmother would drag me shopping. And I thought, well, if I'm going to get dragged shopping, maybe I can at least get something that I really want. And being an outlet store, you could get the Guess jeans for a better price than you could get them in the store. Okay. And white jeans, especially white Guess jeans, were big. Okay. And I can remember begging and pleading, you know, I'll do anything, please, please, please. I've got to have some of the white jeans. I just have to. And, you know, my mom broke down. She's like, all right, fine, fine. You know, they're expensive though. And they're white, you know, white attracts everything. And I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. And so, you know, she's like, all right, you know, and because my grandmother was like, come on, Diane, let her get it. Let her get it. So I got my white jeans. But, oh, let me tell you. There came a little story with them white jeans. I was in the car, and I was heading to school, because this was before I could drive, but not before I was wearing makeup. I was wearing, back in the day, I used to go full on makeup, y'all. I mean, foundation, eyeshadow, eyeliner, lipstick, lip liner, blush, the whole mascara, the whole 9 yards, everything. And, you know, luckily, you know, my mom, she knew all about makeup, so she did teach me how to be able to put makeup on so that it didn't do the on your face where it looks like you have a makeup mask on, right? You know, because it's got that line on your face. So, you know, she knew how to be able to teach me how to not have that, because, boy, some of my friends would come to school and they have that, you could see where their neck is as white can be, and then they got that dark face. And we used to be like, oh, you got to blend there. So I was on the way to school, had my full makeup on, and I touched my face and got some of my foundation on my hand. Y'all, I just didn't think, and that's the problem. I just didn't think. I had touched my face, got makeup on my hands, and rubbed them on my white jeans. Before I could even say anything, my mom noticed, and she was driving the car. She pulls over on the side of the road, like right then, right there. She pulled over on the side of the road, and she blasted me. And y'all, okay, I would love to say that I was you know, that I was ashamed of myself. I mean, I was mad that I did that, but my mom made me laugh, and she didn't intend to make me laugh. It was one of those, okay, I'm gonna put this aside because I don't want to spill it, because I'm gonna try my best so that you can kind of understand what she did. Okay, so like, pretend that this is my legs, right, or you know, her legs. And so she's like, I cannot believe I just bought you those white jeans. And what do? You go, nying, 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 nying. Yes, she made that sound, nying, 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 while rubbing her hands up and down her legs. Now, y'all, okay, I'm a teenager, and my mother has just made this extremely weird sound. And I was trying not to laugh, y'all. I was trying not to laugh, but I could not stop myself. Well, that was the worst thing that I could do, because my mom came unglued, because she was pissed off to start with. So to be able to have me laugh when she was pissed off, I did not see the slap coming across. I could not see the slap coming across from the other side until it hit. But you know what? I can fully understand. Now, however, I can bring up that story. And she's like, no, I didn't. And she'll start laughing. I'm like, oh, yeah, Mom. You should have seen your face. And I kind of wish y'all could see my face, because, like, she just, Yeah, and so now she'll crack up because I can laugh about it now. I mean, I laughed then too, but I didn't mean to. It was just because it was so. You ever had like they did something that was just so unexpected? You're just like, what? Yeah. The other thing about my mom is she would embarrass me. Now, my friends would come over, and in fact, my house was like the house to come stay at. My friends always came to my house. They loved hanging out at my house. And we would just, hang out. But my mom, and she would drive us around and stuff like that. My mom was one of those, she liked to call herself the cool mom, right? She'd listen to recent music, even though I'm like, seriously, Mom, you don't need to listen to my music. And she's like, I like it. It's just fine. And she would start what I call car dancing. Okay, what I mean by car dancing is she'd be sitting in the car and she'd be moving her hands and moving her shoulders, and she's all getting into it and singing. And I'm like, Mom, seriously, no, Mom, stop. You have got to stop. My friends are laughing, and I just know they're laughing at me. I just know they're laughing at me, and they're like, oh my God, your mom is like so cool. I wish my mom was like that. And I'm like, no, she is not so cool. She's embarrassing me. And my mom would just laugh and giggle, and my friends were like, oh, I just love it. And she's like, see, your friends love it. And it embarrassed me to no end. Now, that being said, I have discovered why my mother enjoyed that. Because this is once again one of those, when you have your own kids, you get to see for yourself. The first time, and I honestly didn't even mean to embarrass my kid, but I did something and it embarrassed them, and their friends were like, oh my God, your mom's so cool. When I heard that, like, it just, I don't know. There was something about it. And I was just like, oh yeah. And my kids are like, please, no, please, 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 please. And I'm like, what? It's awesome. Your friends think it's awesome. And it I don't know. So then it kind of, I know that sounds mean, that I'm trying to say that it was fun to kind of embarrass my kids a little bit. Not a ton, y'all. I did not scar them for life. I swear to you, I did not scar them for life. But, because now they can look back on it, just like I did, and I can see where their friends, or where my friends loved my mom and whatnot, and they can see the same thing with their friends. But yeah, I think it's one of those things that it kind of passes down, and the parents embarrass the kids sometimes, because sometimes it can be fun. We get a chance to have some fun. And the kids see that we're having fun, which is why they're having fun. It's a whole roundabout fun thing. But my mom was, like I said, I couldn't realize it then. I realize it now that, she had her really cool moments, because she would let me do things that like other parents wouldn't necessarily let me do, let their kids do. Because some of my friends couldn't do some of the stuff that my mom would let me do. I asked for a BMX bike, which was at the time was a very expensive bike and was generally thought to be a boy's bike. But I was the first one on my 2 streets to have a BMX bike, and all of my friends, including the friends that were boys, were all envious of my BMX bike. See, that's the benefit also of being an only child, is that, you don't have to share anything, and so you can get cool stuff like that, because there's only one person to buy for. One kid, me. So yeah, I was a little spoiled when it came to that kind of thing. Now, the bad thing about being an only child is when you break something, you can't blame it on anybody. Like, if something broke in the house, my mom knew it was me. Like, there was no way. I tried to tell her that it was my invisible friend. She didn't believe me that it was my invisible friend. She's like, go clean it up. You did this. And I'm like, no, I really didn't. She's like, what? Someone just came into the house and decided that they were going to break the lamp and then steal back out of the house. Is that what you're saying? I'm like, yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, see, it doesn't work so well when you don't have someone you can blame it on. See, being a mom of 3 kids, something broke. The 2 older ones would always blame it on the youngest one. They'd all say, Danny did it. Danny did it. There was a time they said Danny did it when Danny was in the room with me. So I knew Danny didn't do it. So it was a guessing game. When you've got more than 1 kid, it's a guessing game as to who did it. When you're an only kid, there's no there's no guessing involved. They know who did it. It's you. But she tried to do like a lot of cool things with me. We had we have a condo. Well, I don't have a condo. My mom and my stepdad have a condo. I can use the condo from time to time, and we would go down in Mobile, and we'd go and spend time there. And she'd take me and my friend. She would actually let me bring a friend with me, to enjoy the week during the summer there. And so that was really cool, because not all parents would do that, right? Not all parents would be like, yeah, sure, bring your friend. So that was another thing that I really, really enjoyed. My mom was really cool about that. And I don't know. She tried everything to make sure that, I had fun, but she also could be overprotective. She still is. And, like I said, as a kid, you're just like, good God, you're always thinking the worst thing. Like, someone's always going to nab me. Someone's always going to try to kidnap me, murder me, whatever, in her mind. And so she's just like, you better be careful. You better be careful, and I am grateful that, because obviously she could have not been concerned at all, but, she was. And, she kept me safe. She did. She kept me safe. And she still tries to keep me safe. She'll be like, she'll call and be like, is everything okay? How are you doing? And, even as an adult, when I get sick and I'm not feeling good, sometimes I just want to call my mama, and I just want to talk to my mom, and I'm grateful that I get a chance to still do that. I know there's going to come a point when I don't, but I really do. If I just need to talk to somebody, sometimes I can just call my mom. Even though we get into arguments from time to time, I think that that's normal, to sometimes have arguments, but we always make up, and she's always been there for me. She has always been there for me. And I know that she'll always be there for me. So there may be things that, aggravate us about our moms or dads or whatever. But, my mom was mom and dad, because my dad wasn't around a lot. And even though my stepdad has been around since I was 3, he let my mom raise me in the way that she needed, that she felt that she needed to raise me. So, I did learn how to be independent, how to take care of myself. And I've always said, it was because of how I was raised that, I always wanted to be able to be independent, so that, I wasn't always depending on somebody else, and that I could take care of myself and take care of my kids in case something ever happened, which is actually a good thing, because, when my husband got sick with cancer, it limited us a lot. And so because of me being independent, because my mom, made me independent, I don't have as much trouble as I might would have. But I do. I love my mom. I love her dearly. She's been a guiding light to me, and she's been someone who's always been there for me. And so I love her. And so that's kind of why I wanted to tell y'all a little bit about my mom. Growing up, she had funny moments. She had moments that she made me laugh. Moments that she made me laugh when I wasn't supposed to necessarily laugh. She let me have my friends, hang out with my friends, bring my friends places. She's always there for me and my kids. So I have a really great mom, and so I wanted to kind of celebrate her on this little Wip and Chat. Since it is the month of May, and we did have Mother's Day, and it kind of also made me think about it because she's my mom, yet she sent me a Mother's Day card, and it just came in the mail today. So even though she's my mom, she sent me a Mother's Day card, which just, it warms my heart, so that's another reason why I kind of thought about that as I was sitting here deciding what to talk about. Okay, so I think I've talked your ear off long enough. So what is it that you need to do? So you need to comment on this video, and this is what you need to comment. Tell me a story about your parent or guardian. It doesn't necessarily have to be your mom. It can be, maybe your grandmother raised you, or maybe your aunt raised you, or maybe you had a foster parent, or you had a guardian, whatever. Someone that means a lot to you in your life, that has made you who you are. Tell me some little small story about them, to celebrate them. Because I would love hearing you guys' stories. I always love reading your comments and seeing what all you guys have to say. And so I guess that's pretty much all that I have. I do want to say that I really appreciate you guys supporting me and hanging out with me and joining me. It means a lot to me. And so if you like this video, please hit that thumbs up button down below. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would love for you to subscribe and become part of the Diamonds family. Just make sure that you hit that bell notification or bell icon for all notifications, so that you know whenever I upload a video or whenever I go live, which is normally on Mondays at 7 o'clock Central. Alright, so I'm going to leave you like I always do. Reach for the stars, grab hold on, and never let go. Until my next video, bye guys.